What's up, guys, and thank you so much for popping into my review for the critically acclaimed animated film that's been getting nominated across the board for Best Animated Feature, Memoir of a Snail. I didn't know what this movie was going into it. I knew it was being nominated at all these places, Critics' Choice, Golden Globes. It's probably going to get an Oscar nomination, and I wanted to catch up. So I said, you know what? Let's watch this tonight. And it's the story of a brother and sister. They've been separated. Nobody wanted to adopt twins, so they get separated across the country. And you have the one sibling over here, the one sibling over here. Jodie Smith-McPhee voices the boy, and Sarah Snook voices the girl who the movie follows. The movie blew my socks off. I had no idea this was rated R. I had no idea the maturity of this movie. I didn't know the story was going to be so deep. This film should probably be nominated for Best Original Screenplay. I don't know if it was adapted from anything, but any screenplay category, this should be nominated because from top to bottom, you get the total memoir of the life of this girl who's gone through the ringer from her childhood, even her adult life. One thing after another comes up, and it's a story of perseverance. It's a story of friendship. The claymation animation is gorgeous. This movie is so entertaining. I was like, wow, it's only 90 minutes long. Let's see how much I'm into it. And I was already an hour into the movie, and I was like, oh my God, this is flying by. This movie flies at a lightning pace. I was so immersed and invested into the story. The voice work is absolutely phenomenal. I haven't seen Succession. I haven't really seen Sarah Snook in anything, but she totally brought this character to life in such a way. She's telling the story of her life to this snail. Going into it, I didn't know if the snails were the lead characters. I didn't know what was going on. She loves snails. Her mother loves snails. She took that. She loves snails. She collects them. She has anything to do with a snail, and she's telling the story of her life to this point, to this snail. And we get to see it all unfold before our eyes. The way the story moves is not predictable by any sense. There was something that happened in the middle of it that kind of shocked me, and I was like, "Oh wow, okay, we're going with that." By the end of the film, you find out that certain event never happened, and I was like, "Oh, we'll see how they pull it off," and they do. They pull it off. They give everything depth and they explain everything. The way that characters bob and weave into this, I mean, I was just so invested into it. The screenplay was fantastic, the animation was fantastic. It feels so fresh. And for an animated film, this is rated R, so you can't show it to the whole family, but it's an incredible movie. This movie has easily just made my top 5 of the year. Going into this, The Wild Robot was my favorite animated film of the year. This has now dethroned The Wild Robot. You can rent or buy this digitally right now. Not sure if it's going to get a Blu-ray or 4K release, but I totally plan on getting it. This is a beautiful movie, a deep movie that I recommend to anyone. If you're a fan of animation, if you're a fan of good movies, this is the film for you. If you can get past its weirdness, I mean, there's a lot of strange things and extreme things that happen in this movie, but I found it so fresh and original. I was into it from beginning to end, and I loved this movie. I was so immersed, so invested, so engaged, and Memoir of a Snail gets 5 out of 5 stars for me. There was nothing I had wrong with this. I'm thinking, okay, when is this movie going to dip? When is it going to falter? And it never did. I mean, The Wild Robot is probably going to win all these awards because I think it's more accessible, and I just think for more of a wide audience, that movie works better. But this is, to me, the better film. It's the best animated film of the year, and it's one of the best films of the year. And I've seen quite a bit. So, guys, comment down below. Did you see this movie? Did you hear about it? You know it's been getting nominated. Do you plan on seeing it? Leave that down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We got a bunch of exciting reviews coming in the future, including Nosferatu, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and Mufasa The Lion King. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingArises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Memoir of a Snail. And until next time, over and out.